Hey, Rose here with another online dating tip for you. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are talking about top 10 taboo questions you must ask.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire.
Okay, so this video was actually inspired by a comment I got on one of my videos, and I thought I might as well make a list of top 10 taboo questions you must ask. Okay, these are very difficult questions to ask, and I feel like these are questions that you have to ask during the very beginning of communicating with somebody when you're doing online dating, because as you get to know somebody a little bit deeper, it's gonna become very difficult to actually ask these questions. So I feel like it's important to ask these questions before you start like developing feelings for someone, or starting to actually like really getting to know them. Like you now start getting uncomfortable about asking these questions. Now, the reason why I want you to ask these questions is because I don't want things to remain unaddressed and then they come and surprise you later, and then you're like, oh, I didn't know this side of you, I didn't know you liked these kinds of things, I didn't know this is how you do things. And especially those of you who are on these religious based dating websites, you know, Christian dating apps, Muslim dating apps, things like this. These things tend to hinder you from asking questions, because you're like, oh my God, how is he gonna take it if I ask this question? You know, he's a Christian man, I'm a Christian woman, you know, we are God-fearing women. Actually, I think this whole God-fearing thing needs to go from your dating app, from your dating bio, from this. You just need to say, I am a Christian, okay? And then maybe you can touch a little bit on, I go to church, I pray, I do this. But this whole thing of getting so deep into religion when it comes to dating is making people end up in a lot of trouble, okay? So, for the purpose of actually getting to know somebody on a deeper level, you need to put your religious beliefs aside. Okay, you can pray and preach later when you get to know each other, like when you really know who you're dealing with. So the first one is not actually very difficult to ask. It's not too taboo. So we'll start with that. And this is because a lot of you, when you're dealing with these people, especially those who come specifically looking for African women, they like talking about marriage, you know, because they know once they mention marriage, they mention children, they mention religion, then you're hooked. Okay, because they know we as Africans, we are all about family, we are about community, we are about religion. You know, when somebody touches those soft spots, you know, you're like, oh my goodness, he wants to have babies with me, he wants to have this lavish wedding, you know, he wants to marry me. He's a Christian, a born again Christian, just like I am. Be careful. Somebody saying they are born again Christian doesn't actually mean anything. Okay, a lot of these people don't even go to church. They go to church during funeral. The last time he went to church was when his grandfather died during the funeral, and when they were having a christening for his little niece. That's when he went to church. They don't go to church. Okay, when he meets you, he might now start doing a bit of research about the Bible and about Bible verses, and you know, just maybe to impress you and to hook you. Okay. But somebody saying, oh, I am a Christian, I'm a born again Christian, I believe in God, and I believe in Jesus, and Jesus is my Lord and Savior, and things like that, that doesn't mean anything, okay? So, and as I said, a lot of these people hide behind religion, because now they know once they are in religion, then they are holy, and some things we cannot discuss. I mean, come on, Sister Rose, how can you think of that? How can you think of asking something like that? You must ask. So the first question is about marriage, because he's gonna tell you he wants to marry you, we want to get married, and we're gonna be blessed with children and things like that. The first question is marriage. What does it mean to you? What does marriage mean to you? And depending on how now he explains marriage and the things he touches on marriage, then you're going now to come with the next question. The next question will be about open marriage, okay? And threesomes will be like, oh, after we've been married for, I don't know, 10, 15 years, would you think that maybe to spice up the marriage, maybe we should introduce a threesome, or maybe have an open marriage? What do you think about that? Of course, this is gonna make him jump like, oh my goodness, how can you talk like that? How can you ask about these things? But the thing is, you might not ask these questions, and then maybe once you go into the marriage, maybe even within the first or second year, he's like, oh, can we now introduce somebody else, or introduce something else, because this is getting boring. So you need to ask about open marriage and threesomes. What does he think about that? What does, and if you're not sure what threesome is, because maybe some of you are not even sure about what I'm talking about. A threesome is when now the two of you are in a marriage, and then you introduce somebody else. From time to time, maybe you will introduce a woman this week, and then the next time is like, oh, now we are going to introduce a man. That's what it means, okay? And open marriage is when now you open the marriage, so you can go and do whatever you want, and he can go and do whatever he wants. He can go and sleep with whomever he chooses, and you can also go and sleep with whomever you choose, but you're still in this I'm not even sure now we can call it a marriage, because I feel like once that part of the marriage is broken, I feel like if you're going to engage with other people, and you're like, anyway, you need to ask about this. And while we are talking about this, this is when you also ask about fetishes, okay? What kind of sexual fetishes does he have? So you can see if the things, and I hope, I feel like before you start having this conversation, you have to ask him to be completely honest with you. Like, he shouldn't tell you things that he thinks you want to hear. And also yourself, you need to tell him, you have to be completely honest, because if you guys are looking to be in a relationship, you have to be honest with each other. So what kind of fetishes does he have? Does he have fetishes, and what kind? Okay, and then you can see if those are things that you could do. Okay, so now we are getting into like really taboo ones. The next one you need to ask, and this you must ask. You just have to, like, don't just assume, okay? You need to know for sure. And this is a question about erectile dysfunction, okay? Can he get it up? Basically, that's what we are asking. Now, if yes, we need to ask, does he have a premature ejaculation? What does that mean? It means, yes, he can get it up, but as soon as he's approaching the joy well, he's done. So even though he can get it up, it doesn't do anything. You need to know about this. Circumcision. If this is a deal breaker for you, because for some people it's not a big deal, it's not it doesn't bother them, but for some it's actually a deal breaker. If it's a deal breaker for you, if you know you cannot deal with somebody who is not circumcised, you need to ask this question. Okay, and there's actually this lady. I was actually addressing this topic, I think 2 years ago or something. I posted a video, and there was this lady who said, oh my goodness, I didn't think to ask, but I asked, and he wasn't, and he actually said he will do it. Like, he's not gonna leave me because of that. Like, we are not gonna break up because of that. And he went ahead and did it. Of course, it's anyway. If this is a deal breaker for you, ask him if he's circumcised. I know it's not easy, but you need to know if it's a deal breaker for you. Vasectomy. If you want to have children, first of all, I want to say it's very important when you are on those dating apps to read people's profile, the whole thing, not just the bio. Read those fields where it says, do you want children? See what he said. If he says never, then you know he doesn't want to have children. Therefore, if you want to have children, that is going to be a problem. Don't just read the headline and the bio. Go read the whole thing. Go through the whole thing. Okay, all the fields where he has answered the questions. And this is why I said it's very important even for you to fill out the whole profile. Do you want children? If it's a yes, say yes. If it's a no, say no. You know, everything. Do you smoke? If yes, say yes. If no, no. If when it comes to what are you looking for, if you don't want a smoker, no drinkers. Like everything, you must not leave anything empty. Okay, so go through his profile. If he says he doesn't want children, then that's it. He doesn't want children, and chances are he has already done a vasectomy. But anyway, this is a question if he hasn't specified whether he wants children or not, or maybe he left that field blank, so you don't have an answer, then you have to ask this question. You first need to ask, do you want children? Can you have children? Have you had a vasectomy? Okay. Then, of course, if he had had a vasectomy, then that will make it very difficult. Because even if he changes his mind, as we said in another video, if he changes his mind and he's like, well, I didn't know I'll meet somebody like you, so yeah, maybe I would like to have a baby, the reversal of the vasectomy might not be successful. So chances are you still might not have children with this man. Sim 2. This is something we actually addressed in my previous video. But this is a very crucial question that you have to ask. And if you watched that video, I'm sure you know that there are women who said, well, you shouldn't be always assuming that everybody doesn't do it or doesn't like to do it. So anyway, if it's a deal breaker for you and it's something that you would never consider doing, then you need to ask this question. Okay, you need to ask him if he engages in anal sex, or if it's something that maybe he would want to engage in. You need to ask this question. And as I said, if you know for sure this is a deal breaker for you, like this will be it. Like, don't get involved with this person, because there will come a time when he will demand or push you into doing this thing and you don't want to do it. So ask this question. And this is something that people don't ask, and then they come complaining, well, I've been talking to this guy, we've been dating online and things have been going well until now. He said he's coming, and one of the things that we are going to engage in is the Sim 2. So this is something that this is very crucial. You must ask this question so you know. Okay, the next 3 questions, you're going to think, do I really have to ask that? Like, am I dealing with a child, or am I dealing with a grown, you know, person? You need to ask. Okay, you need to ask. This involves hygiene. All right, you need to ask this person, do you shower? And more importantly, do you shower every day? Okay. And another question you need to ask is about shaving. If you're the kind of person who doesn't like dealing with hair, especially down there, you need to know if they shave or wax down there, okay? And this, of course, goes both ways. Like, even he needs to know, like, if he's the type of man who doesn't like a woman who is hairy, you also have to answer that question. So you need to ask him, does he shave, you know, underarms, down there, wherever it is that you want him to shave. You need to know if he does it, okay? Because this could be very irritating, and it could be off-putting. Because if you don't like dealing with somebody who is hairy down there, then of course your experience is not gonna be nice. Okay, I know now you're like, Rose, like, are you serious with this? Because I'm going to tell you that you need to ask him if he brushes his teeth and if he uses mouthwash. You know, the thing is, when it comes to kissing people, some people don't pay attention to their oral hygiene. Okay, and it's so off-putting when somebody is bringing this stinking mouth that now you have to kiss, and it's disgusting. So you need to ask him if there are people who don't brush their teeth. Guys, I'm gonna come here with stories, and you guys are gonna be like, oh, those are not real stories, those are made up stories. There are people who don't brush their teeth. They are so disgusting. They are so smelly. Okay, I know, like, when you've been sleeping, and then let's say in the morning when you're waking up, in the morning, people have the morning breath, but I feel like if you're gonna start engaging in the morning, it doesn't take a long time to go to the bathroom and just quickly, you know, rinse your mouth or use a mouthwash or something. I feel this is so disgusting. So ask somebody if they brush their teeth. Do you brush your teeth? Do you use mouthwash? Do you rinse your mouth before you bring that mouth to me? Okay, you guys, listen. You might not think these things are necessary to ask, but they are so necessary, because if you're gonna be involved in a relationship with somebody and you are genuinely looking to spend the rest of your life with this person, you need to know their hygiene habits. You need to know everything will work out. At least you're gonna have a good time. So anyway, my name is Rose. Thank you for coming to my YouTube channel today. If you enjoyed this video, if you have learned something, please give it a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I'm actually trying to get, I haven't gotten to 500 subscribers yet. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers so I can start going live here on YouTube, because I've been going live on TikTok, and I actually would like to be going live here on YouTube. So please consider subscribing. I want us to bring these topics here on YouTube so we can discuss them. We can have these heated discussions here on YouTube also, so we can learn from each other. So please consider subscribing. Please consider giving this video a big thumbs up, and I shall see you on my next one. But before I go, I just want to know, do you have something that maybe I have left out that you think it's a taboo question that somebody should ask? Because I'm sure I haven't covered everything. So are there things that you think people should ask when they are doing online dating? If yes, please leave them below. I am really excited to read what you're gonna come up with. Please leave your comments below, and I shall see you on my next one. Bye bye for now.